What's going on, guys? Chris, SVT Garage, and I'm here with one of my favorite dudes, Ryan.
What's going on?
I said this in the past, and especially in the other video we were doing with him. He's got this car up on jack stands more than it's on the ground, but for a really cool reason. So let's get into it. Let's show you. Let's turn this camera around and see what we got. So I took the old Cobra over here. It's a nice little ride. I told you guys I had sourced some headlights for the car, and Ryan came through. He got a better deal than I did. This fool
I got
found
a set of 4,000 mile takeoffs. Guy was selling them for 400 bucks. So we worked the deal out, and they've been sitting in the garage for years. They're pretty much brand new. And these are in good shape, but trying to get this car back 100% mint as close as I can. So I figured if I could find a set low miles, I was going to grab them.
And again, he said he bought a set of mint ones, and he sold me these ones, which
are
to me
mint.
are mint. So these are going on the mineral gray car. I picked this piece up here for the red fire that wouldn't fit on your car because of the...
Yeah, I was just having some fitment issues with the tank I have, and just a couple of things I was dealing with. So I decided just to keep the one on there that I have.
So I'm going to color match that to the car, and it's going to go on the red fire. It just goes across here underneath and just cleans all that up. But let's get... I want to do a nice little walk around and an update on this car. So stand by. All right, that's better. All right, guys. As I said in the other videos, I keep forgetting I have mics, so I just took a quick pause break, threw the mics on, and we're back to filming. But this dude, just for, you know, this car's clean. It's got what? 43,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
It's cherry as it is, but he wanted to take it one step further, drop the IRS. Like I told you guys before, this guy does everything himself. So he dropped this thing, took it all apart, sent it to the powder coater. They had it for a couple weeks.
Yeah, a little longer than they said, but
a little longer.
Came out good.
He's got this thing on the ground, getting it back together. The full tilt boogie kit's going in right now. He's got the bushings coming in. It's got the
G-Force Renegade axles.
The axles over here are massive. Can I grab one real quick? So this is one of those, hey, how are you? This is one of those while you're in there moments. This guy went full build on this thing. So we got the G-Force Renegade axles, right? He got the rear end out. You did the Ford Racing, I don't want that to roll. You got the Ford Racing, the diff cover, right?
Yeah. I will add a quick note on that before we get too far in, because I don't want to forget, this is kind of important. The bolts that are supplied with that cover are too short. So when you go to torque them down, they'll pull the threads out of the housing.
And you did run into that issue.
And I ran into it personally. I thought it was a torque wrench issue, changed torque wrenches, pulled another thread out. It ended up being a total of 3, so now I have to drill that and helicoil that. There's a guy on Instagram, his name's Eddie Drift. He sells a stud kit for that differential and that cover. So I ordered that. The studs go in, then you put the cover on, put the nuts on it. It's a permanent fix that won't leak.
And shout out to that guy again. What was his name?
Eddie Drift is his name.
Eddie Drift. So
between that and then the lube locker gasket, it should be 0 leaks.
So back to, he ran into that issue. And again, just kind of in this community, we like to help everybody out. So if you're kind of going this route, or in the future want to go this route, you can refer to this video again and check out Eddie Drift and get the stuff you need, because you've been waiting, what, a couple days?
Yeah, it's he actually shipped it this morning already.
So, you know, yeah, puts the build back a couple days, but he's still in the process, so it's really not too much downtime. The biggest thing was just getting this out to powder coat and getting it back.
Yeah.
Then we had that storm, which was another thing. Again, our area got hit pretty hard in some cases, and this thing was sitting in the middle of it. So
yeah,
you know, he had a hard time getting hold of that shop. Yeah, which kind of put him on a little bit of on edge, because didn't know if his... Yeah, you just can't really source one of these.
Right.
You know,
yeah, I was worried.
You can, but you can't.
They had some flooding and some wind damage, but everything was...
But they got the parts done. They got it back. They knocked it out. Color wasn't exactly what he was going for. I do like the original setup you were going to go with, but with just the timing and what they had in stock and what they could get their hands on and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
This is what we ended up with. But guys, this thing looks cherry. So it's going back in. It's going to look fantastic.
Yep. It was supposed to be the control arm, sway bar, diff torsion brace. All that was supposed to be in bronze. But we ran into supply issues and time constraints, so I just had them do it all in black. And it's clean. It was in good shape before. It had a little bit of rust on it, a little bit of dirt, and so I just wanted it to go ahead and be redone, brand new, basically.
And that it does. I mean, I don't know if the camera is exactly picking up on it, but we'll get a little closer. You know, this thing here, it just, I mean, it looks really good. It makes me want to just drop mine. And again, while you're in there type of thing, do the axles, do that full tilt kit, tilt boogie kit,
all new bearings,
all
seals.
New bearings. Like the whole thing is getting rebuilt. He's not wasting any time. It's getting all done the right way, the first way. So
yeah, buy once, cry once.
Now you can kind of probably agree with me. Rewind 15 years, early 20s, late teens, something around that age. You were doing this 5 or 6 times because you can only afford to do one.
Yeah, no,
you know, really one thing at a time on your cars when you're a kid. So now that we're adults, we learn from those.
I'm almost glad I had to wait to get this car until I was in my 30s because I would have never been able to afford to do it how I wanted to do it.
Yeah, you got the forged wheels.
I got the wheels, the blower, the fuel system. I mean, it's been a full build that there's no way a 20-year-old can afford.
No, and if you are, you know, in that age group and you can't afford it, you know, kudos.
Yeah,
it took us.
It took me a long time.
I turned 40 in a couple months, so it's like, you know, I'm finally there. But again, I still like sometimes feel guilty. But let's go through the car because there's a little bit more done to it, and I did miss it, unfortunately. He took the entire trunk apart and did the whole
kill mat.
The kill mat. So that's all like sound dented it. It's all back together.
Yep.
And he's currently right now working on the back seat. It's not matted yet. Be very careful here. But the back seats are all out and he's getting ready to get this thing all done up just like the trunk. So this car is going to be it's going to be a little different animal once it's back together. And you've owned this car for how long?
It's been a year. August 26th was a year.
Yeah. So in a year, he's done
pretty much a full build on it
in his garage, you know, using his hand tools. He's just doing, you know, all this work himself. And I give him a lot of props because, again, this is, I mean, it's pretty awesome coming in here and seeing just how in depth people will go on their cars. And, you know, I think a lot of us can agree that that's something that we all strive for. So Ryan's nailing it. He's doing a good job. He's got everything here laid out. This looks good. I did the same diff cover on my car.
Yeah.
And it looks really good. I mean, the Ford Racing one is just solid. Does help out this area a lot. These are prone to leaks. I think mine was leaking. Mm-hmm. And instead of just repairing the factory setup and putting the factory cover on it and all that, I went ahead and just upgraded to that. And I haven't had any issues, knock on wood. But
cleaned up a few things under the hood, tucked some more wires. Got a new battery today from Ford. If you're going to get a battery, get a Motorcraft. The last one was from 2017. Lasted until now.
Yeah, so 2017, 2020, that's what, 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years.
I mean,
pretty good.
Go to the Ford dealership. Shout out to the Ford dealer in Tarpon.
Yep.
They hooked them up on that today. What, $180?
Yeah, it was $180. I got the fuse box cover from Harpel. So now I pretty much have everything they offer. So
that's right. You did order that. You got that. He got this, the Harpel cover here. Yep. And I thought you did one more.
It's everything. That's all he's got to offer.
Those you only got those 2 parts in? I thought there was 3.
Yeah. Okay. I bought a track spec hood vents.
Okay.
But I'm on the fence with those.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it was, the vents.
Yeah.
He did put them in. These were the track specs, and he took them out and put the factory ones back.
I just like the look of the stock ones, and
I can't disagree with you. They look great.
Yeah.
These cars, you know, I think from the factory, Ford did it right. It's a very aggressive car. The look of it, the look is extremely aggressive. And, you know, you don't have to do too much to him. He bought the track spec vents, and
they're back in the box.
decided that they're, you know, he might not be using them.
Yep, we'll see.
So, but anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you guys what Ryan's doing here and give you guys a little update on his car. So a couple weeks he'll be back on the road. But again, guys, thanks. As always, thanks for checking out the video, liking and subscribing and keeping everything going. Chris, SCT Garage. Thanks.